Going on to you Virgos out there. Hope y'all are having a great day. So look, smash the like button. There's a link in the comment section below called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the show going. But so for you Virgos, you have the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Right? So these three cards right here, let me take a step back, see what exactly is going on. Okay, so the overall message of this reading is that if one person doesn't really seem to be aware of you Virgos' value, then move on and get to know somebody else, right? Keep moving on. And what I mean by that is, because of the overall theme of the reading, right? The overall theme of the reading. Because the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, and then you have the Eight of Cups right here. These cards right here represent how, you know, a lot of you Virgos very much so are getting to know brand new people, obviously, that you do not know. So it's not like you're sticking around individuals that you already know, that's come time and time again, that just comes into your life, tries to ruin it. These are people that, you know what I mean, can't make up their mind one way or the other about you. They're always just all over the place. No, these are people that you Virgos know, these are people that you Virgos do not know, okay? And the Six of Wands and the Two of Cups is all about how you're putting yourself out there, you know, because you legitimately want to find somebody. And the Eight of Swords represent some people, it's really touch and go. It's not necessarily anything to really write home about, because they're really in it in the game. You know, they're in the game. They think that you need to have a strong rap, even though they're single as French toast. They feel like they feel like you need to have a strong rap. You need to be able to, you know, convince the stars that are in other galaxies to come down and stuff like this just for you. And a lot of you Virgos obviously are not really down with that. And the Eight of Swords also represents how a lot of you Virgos very much so see the value in not chasing up after everything, after every person, right? And the truth is, you're not even supposed to, really, right? Because when you put yourself out there too much, there's a sense of, well, you're just trying to go for anything, you know? What it is that you're supposed to be doing is, you're really supposed to be selective enough to where, you know, you're looking for what it is that you're looking for, and you know what you Virgos are looking for, but not, I should say, open enough and not too selective to the point where it just looks like you're not choosing anything. Okay. Now the Eight of Wands now and the Knight of Pentacles is you Virgos need to remember to be yourselves. The Queen of Wands is a person who very much so, right, especially when they have their head on straight, is not necessarily going to change. Now, that could be for the worst, that could be for the best. And for you Virgos, you know, especially since a lot of you, well, all of you, not a lot, all of you, there's no exception. All of you are mutable signs, right? All Virgos are mutable. This definitely is a testament to how it is that you Virgos need to stay the course. Because, you know, how many times of us have as Virgos have we heard, oh, the problem is you. The problem is the fact that you Virgos don't want to bend over backwards to, you know, go out on dates that cost $2,200. I saw a video yesterday of, I don't know if this person was a Virgo. I didn't know their zodiac signs, but a dude who spent $2,200 on a date, $2,200. The exact numbers was $2,187. It's like, on a date. The person's sitting there ordering all this stuff. He's paying for it. I'm like, that is nuts. That is crazy. That is off the chain. That is truly off the chain. So that's what it is I'm talking about, though, because at the end of the day, you Virgos don't want to have to deal with this. Even if you have the money, is irrelevant. You Virgos still don't want to have to deal with this, because why should you? So now the Knight of Pentacles is all about how you as Virgos, but you will try to see what type of person that they are. You will try to see them. See, Virgo is a zodiac sign where when their heart is in it, right, they're the type of person that will really do the research to see if the person has something special about them. See, whatever it is that I dated, some of the people that I dated, I didn't necessarily care if they were big. Now, obviously, they would have to slim down. They would have to cut back on the pounds, right? But at the same time, I didn't necessarily try to go after them because of the fact that, you know, only they were physically attractive. That's not necessarily it. Some of them weren't even 8, 9s, and obviously, you know what I mean? Some of them weren't even 8, 9s, and 10s. You know, some of them real talk were 4s and 5s, you know, 6s and 7s. And I would still be like, oh, okay, well, let me see, you know what I mean? You know, let me see exactly what's going on, just to see, because they may have a quality about them that I may like, that may be honorable, that may be something to where I could turn this person into, you know what I mean, a lady or something like that. So you got to understand, though, Virgo, that when people start wilding out and they start trying to shame you into accepting them and their terrible, nonsensical, whatever, then it just goes to show you that you, Virgo, should stay away from them. Because the Knight of Pentacles, you have something to offer. You have way more to offer than just money, you know. Then, you know, people think that the Pentacle cards are about cash. And yes, the Pentacle cards, you know what I mean, do have something to do with finances. But the really in the truest essence, in the most profound essence, the Pentacle cards really talk about profoundness, substance, which is earth, right? Substance, the meaning of things, the actual weight of it. What a person can say anything to somebody else that sounds really good, right? But if the person doesn't care about it, if they have no integrity, if they will look you in the eyes and lie straight to your face, what value is that coming from them? The value is nothing. The person wouldn't even be the worth the paper that they're printed on, so to speak. They wouldn't even be worth their salt. But a lot of you Virgos are, right? And then to move forward, the Nine of Pentacles is all about how, because you Virgos are coming in with a lot. You Virgos are coming in with a lot of value. That's what the Nine of Pentacles represents. You're coming in with a lot. You're not coming in looking to try to dry bag somebody else, and try to get the other person to be warped and convince the other person why it is that they should be hold on. Yeah. Sorry about that. I thought that was the door. That was my dog. Because sometimes when my dog rattles her chain, it makes it sound like the door is someone's knocking the door. But it is what it is. And I am gonna go ahead and get my dog examined between this week and next week. Go ahead, take better care of her. I'm paying. You know what I mean? I'm paying. My mom's gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead, pay for it though. And yeah, I'll go ahead, buy my dog treats and all of that. You know what I mean? All of that type of stuff and all of that. I just bought her a chain I just bought her a new chain, bought her a new collar recently, as a matter of fact, literally less than a month ago. So yeah. Now then, the Nine of Pentacles and the Death card, all about how it is that you, so like it is, I said before, Virgo, you coming in with a bag full of things that you have, attributes, not just money. And the thing is that the Death card and the Chariot represents you're not going to be putting up with anyone who is coming in with albatrosses, burdens, constantly trying to make you seem like you're not doing enough. You need to cover them and yourself, right? They enter into your life and then they ruin everything that you've got going on. No, you Virgos are paying attention to see if a person can actually take care of themselves. Because you got to understand, the people who are complaining about 50-50, those are people who don't want to do anything. Those are people who are by definition lazy. Because here's a fun fact for you. And I'm going to have to actually go ahead and post the evidence up in the comment section. 70%, the vast majority, let me explain something to you. 70% of all women on earth go 50-50 with their man or husband. That's a fact. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to go ahead and post the evidence up in the comment section if I can find it. 70 to 74% of all women on earth actually do that. So the ideology of one person should pay, this is why it is I say that this is mental illness. This is psychopathy, because at the end of the day, this is what some people that you Virgos are going to meet are going to be trying to kick to you. And you Virgos already know that that's a dub. Y'all already know that that's a dub. The Five of Cups and the Moon here represents how, because a lot of you Virgos understand how it takes two to be in a relationship. It just can't be you and this other person. Just, the two of you are not able to work together because they expect you to do everything, do all the house chores, all the housework, while they're talking about when you put a ring around their finger, they'll show you. No, because what are they doing? They're in a relationship technically with you, while it is that they're holding out to see if you're going to put a ring around their finger. See, people don't understand what marriages are for. What a marriage constitutes. We could pull up the track and show you what the verbs are. Virgo, just so that y'all could get your head straight. What marriage constitutes of is everything that the boyfriend and the girlfriend was doing, or whatever, whatever you into, right? What it constitutes of is if the two parties, the two significant others that are in the relationship together, whatever it is that they doing, now they have essentially verbally sworn an oath is what the marriage is. That's what it is. But so what I'm saying is, if a person is too lazy to get themselves up and to actually do something, right, while you are in a relationship with them without the ring, that lets you know what it is that you're going to be getting if you were to go put a ring around their finger. You'd be getting nothing. You would be getting jack squat. Because the same thing that you do in a marriage is the same thing that you do in the relationship before the marriage. By definition, it's just that the marriage just represents now you are declaring to everybody else and to the other person inwardly to outwardly, I declare that this is my lady. This right here is my lady. I love her. This is the woman that I want to be with, that I want to spend the rest of my time with. That's what the ring represents. That's what the marriage represents. Everything that I would do for her in a dating situation is literally the same thing. It's just that now I'm just declaring that to everybody else now. You dig what I'm saying? Before it was quiet, now I'm doing it loudly and proudly. You understand? So This is what I mean when I say that these games, bro, these games. So let's clarify the moon. Oh, and the moon represents anybody that's trying to burden you. You're supposed to dub. You're supposed to ghost. Stay away from them. So to clarify the moon, you have the Three of Wands, the Chariot, Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Swords. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because these two cards right here are all about how you Virgos navigate the landscape. Stay away from anybody that's giving you weirdo signs, too clingy, too up in everybody else's face, interested in what everybody else got going on. Stay away from those people, okay? The Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords represents how, because you're supposed to be in a particular situation where you Virgos ultimately have to understand that not everybody is worth your time, not everybody is worth your attention. And when you see people who wild out like that, stay away from them. Because the Knight of Swords now is about how make sure that anyone that's going to interact with you call themselves trying to flirt or get to know you. Those are people who have to ultimately put an effort towards you. I don't know why it is that for whatever reason, people, when they come to Virgos, now all of a sudden they don't want to do anything. So then they don't get anything. You don't want to put in any kind of work, they get nothing. That's how it goes. Peace. It's not necessarily what it is that you say yes to. It's more about what it is that you say no to. Listen. A lot of people don't really understand that when it comes to dating and relationships, it really speaks more volumes about your own value, about the type of people that you can essentially turn down, more than it is than what it is that you say yes to. Too oftentimes, people think that they know me because they're so far gone and delusional. They think that they know everything when in reality they don't know a thing at all. And this is the reason why it is that I don't get on with the whole player talk. Because that player talk is used as an albatross or burden to put on your back. You have too many people out here who, will use that player thing as a means of a tactic. I have so many people who come to me with the whole player stuff. And when they come to me like that, I immediately let them know, hey, if that's how it is that you're going to think of me, then please think of me like that. But I'm just letting you know that's not what it is with me in reality. And the reason why is because people will use that player thing as a means of a tactic, right? They'll say, well, this is the reason why it is that you can't have anybody, because you're too busy playing. Meanwhile, you're not even a player, but people are not listening to you, nor are they listening to anything that you have to say, right? But again, the delusion, the psychosis, the mental illness, the ideology of needing to lie to oneself to be able to, this narcissistic behavior, the idea that one has to lie to themselves to cope with the fact that they're just not good enough because who they are is not anyone who has value would want to date and be with. So the cope is very much so real. The way that they'll use that player thing as a tactic is a couple of ways. Number one, if you say yes to that, it's going to start off like it's a joke at first, like they're giving you some sort of backwards compliment or whatever the case may be, right? This is why it is that I don't advise anybody to be going around who's on this channel talking about how it is that they are a player and all this, because I see the game in it. So those people will come off like they're giving you a compliment at first. And then they'll do one or a couple of things. They'll either throw something at you and see if the two of you can have some sort of encounter, right? To see up close and personal if you're the type of individual that will get attached to them. And if you don't get attached to them, then you're the worst person in the world. You might as well just be on the devil card yourself. Your face should pop up on a devil card, right? Then, right, with the same scenario, if they throw something at you and the two of you have some sort of encounter, if you now start breaking down, or if you now start showing that you have feelings, now all of a sudden they're going to flip the script on you and say, I thought you were a player. It's totally crazy. Then let's just say you go the other route and you say, you know what? I'm not, no. They're going to want to know why, because they're rejected. What do you mean, no? I gave you all these good compliments. Remember, I said that you was a player, you a heartbreaker. Then when you let those individuals know, I never said that about myself. You said that about me. I never said that about myself. I even let you know. I even made you aware that the way that I consider myself and the way that I move, my words and my actions do not reflect or paint me or show me in a light where I am a player. I told you that I'm not. Then that's even worse than if you would have agreed to you being a player and the two of you would have had an encounter, because now what it is that you're able to do goes right back to the very beginning of this part of the video. This is about now you have the ability to deny and turn down way more people than most people originally thought. Because the truth is, the reason why it is that so many people get so bent out of shape when you have the ability to say no is the narcissism that comes along with it. People want to get validation. Like I said before, it's all about narcissism. It's all about vanity. People want to get, and even though the ego boost isn't even doing them any kind of a favor in the long run, in the short term, they think and they delude themselves into thinking that it's actually doing something for them. So in other words, they will look at it, the validation, like it's something that is well deserved and something that should happen. I told you, we're living in a Scream movie. The entirety of what Scream is about is people satisfying their own vanity. The first Scream was about revenge, but all the other Screams that came after that was people's desires to satisfy their own delusions of grandeur, grandiosity. When you have the ability to turn people down, right? A lot of people are going to get upset about that because you're not supposed to be able to turn them down at all. And then they feel rejected. That's when they like you because of the fact that you have principles, but at the same time, they have to tear you down because you rejected them. Which speaks to the mental illness and the psychosis even more, because they want you and they like you, but then at the same time they can't step to you from not from a clean perspective. They only can step to you from a warped, psychotic perspective. These people's perceptions are warped. See, a lot of people are so caught up trying to satisfy the vanity that they don't even realize that part of the reason why it is for me, it's a lot easier for me to actually dispel myself from giving people validation and all of that crap is because of the fact that, again, I've said this a million times before. This lets me know that a lot of people are not paying, some, not everyone, but it lets me know that some people don't actually do their homework on me. They don't actually listen to what it is that I'm saying. They just delude themselves and lie to themselves. How many times have I said that coming up, I had a couple of people that was interested, but how much can you really do when you are a young one? Can't do anything. So the majority of my life, basically, I know what it's like not being that dude. The majority of my life, I know what it's like not necessarily getting the quality and the look, both, that I want. Get the look, but not quality. And the look, there's no guarantee because I searched high and low. It's easy for me to turn some people down because I'm accustomed to it because I wasn't getting any. It's amazing to me how less or how little people know about me, even though I keep telling them about myself, but they just refuse to listen.